Hello everybody, my name is Jamie and I am the Board Game Man. Today we're going to go back to the year 1975. It's a game by Parker Brothers, 2 to 4 players. And what you do in this game is you race. What do you race? Well, you have your choice of 4 things to race. You got hot air balloons, boats, cars, and planes. How cool is that? What game are we talking about? The Magnificent Race, where you try to beat Dastardly Dan. Not only your opponents, but you need to try to beat Dan as well. And who is Dan? He is this black marble. Yes, he is the ultimate enemy in this game. So let's go to the gamers table and show you how to race. Hello everybody and welcome to the Gamers Table. Here is the board for the Magnificent Race. Pretty colorful. I love the artwork on it. In the intro I mentioned the 4 different modes of racing. We got the car up here, you got the plane, you got the boat, and you got the hot air balloons. So that's pretty cool, and they also have all 4 in the middle here as well, so that's pretty cool. Let me go ahead and show you the components of the game. You have the player pieces here. They're not your typical tokens, they're actually arrows. And the arrows do mean something in the game, and I'll go over that once I start setting it up. We're going to go ahead and do a 2-player game. Let's grab the blue and green and put these other 2 colors in here. You also have cash, $5,000 bills and $10,000 bills in the game. Comes with 1 die. You also have these advantage cards. These advantage cards I'll go over in 1 minute. All they are just 2s and 1s that are on the board, on the cards, and I'll go over those in just a moment as well. You also have the instruction booklet, which actually comes really nice. It's actually just folded in squares here, and you just kind of do so on, and then you go towards the back. And they actually have pretty cool artwork inside too. So that's the instruction booklet. Okay. You also have the vehicle cards. Here are the vehicle cards. Every player gets one of these, and obviously it corresponds to the color arrow that you have in the game. So in this case, blue and green we'll go ahead and keep out. And the yellow and red will go, or orange, I'm not sure, will go back in the box as well. And here is how you keep score. The first person in the game to go around the world wins the game. So you can see you start off in New York. You make your way up, or down, I should say, and back up to New York. First player to make it back to New York wins the game. As you can see, we're going to do blue and green, so we'll go ahead and take orange and yellow out. Put that in the box. And you also have Dastardly Dan on there. So there's an opportunity for him to actually win the game as well. So there might be a chance where you or your opponents might not win. That Dastardly Dan might actually win. So that makes it interesting. And now, the most important part of the game is the Magnificent Race Spinner. Here we are, the Magnificent Race Spinner. As you can see, every player has 5 marbles. And you have the dreaded Dastardly Dan in here. He is always in there at all times. And he is in every single race, unfortunately. So we're going to put these. These are the vehicle cards. 1 goes to each player. Each player starts off with $50,000 along with Dastardly Dan. He also gets a loot of $50,000 as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. That way I can kind of show you these here. So there's $50,000 for player 2. Player 1, I'll have them right here in front of me. I'll just put here 50,000 here, and so on. Okay, so now what you do when you start off the game, you can start off your playing pieces anywhere on the board that you choose. We'll just put green here, or put blue here, I guess. Okay, and however you put your arrows, that's the direction you're going to go after you roll the dice. That's the direction you move. So if you move it this way, you can have your choice of going either this way, or you can go this way, or you can go this way, depending on what you roll, okay? If I start off going this way, then obviously I got to start going this way, and so on. And then I can make my mind up which way I want to go, okay? All right. So let me go over the spaces. We have the self-explanatory, collect $5,000, $10,000, and $20,000 spaces. Obviously, you just collect the money. That's an easy one. When you have soar to anywhere or in this case, the car is motored anywhere, barnstormed anywhere, you're pretty much just picking up your playing piece and putting it anywhere on the board. Anywhere you like. Okay. And then you also have the advantage spaces. There's two different kinds. Excuse me. There is the pay $10,000 for each advantage. And you also got the Bonanza advantages half price for $5,000 each. So those are pretty self-explanatory too. That's when you're buying the advantages. Now let me show you the race. When you land on the race, okay, Dastardly Dan, like I said, I'm just going to say Dan from now on because maybe I'll call him DD, but I'll just say Dan. He's always in every single race, like I said. Now when you land on the race, okay, you're always going to automatically have one marble inside. So blue and green will always start off with one marble. Now, it depends on whether you have advantages or not. These actually allow you to put additional marbles in the game, okay? So let me show you how a race works, and then I'll show you how the advantage cards works next. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and spin and see who wins. You spin it like so, and then you stop the middle. That way they get going. Let's see who wins, and they're going around and around, and it's blue. Blue wins the race. So what happens is blue will win the race, and blue... Since he won first place, you go over to the scoreboard here. Blue would go down 3 spaces. 1, 2, and 3. Like so. Just like that. Okay? Then what you would do is you would take blue out. And then you would race for second place. Now let me show you inside the spinner here. There's just a little indentation in there. You can probably see it right there. See it? So that's where the marble lands. And that's how you know who wins the race. Okay? So what you would do is you would spin it again. With these two, you're going to stop it. Put that back in the middle there. And let's see who wins second place. It does number in your eyes when you're sitting there watching the marbles. There we go. Green won second place. So you would pick up this, and green would go 2 spaces. And obviously, Dastardly Dan would win third, so he will go down 1 space. So it's three spots for first place, 2 for second, and 1 for third. That's how that works. Okay, and then green will go back up there. Dan always stays inside. Now let's go over the advantage cards. What happens is, say you land on the advantage card and I'm in the balloon area. Okay, now you can see on the vehicle card it has all 4 in there. There's airplanes, balloons, automobiles, and steamers. Okay, so what you're going to do is say I want to buy, and you can do a maximum of 2 cards. You can buy a maximum of 2. So pay $10,000 for each one. I can say, okay, I want 2 of them. Oh, that's the bank. I'm sorry. So I would pay 2 of these. Oh, I guess I didn't do the 50,000 right. There should be 40 and 2 of those. So say I want to pay for 2 of these. So I'm going to pay 20,000. I'll take the top 2 advantage cards here, which are 2 and a 1. So I would put this on my balloon space because I'm in the balloon area. Okay. So I just go here. I can put, 2 and 1. So I have 3, or you can tuck it underneath. It just kind of depends how you want to do it, and so on. So you do it just like that. Okay, so when a race comes, okay, and if I land on the race in the balloon section, what happens is we'll do the same thing. Green would put 1 in, I would put 1 in, and I'm going to say, okay, I want to use my advantages. I can use 1 card, or I can use both. Or if I had a third one, I can use a third one, as long as it doesn't go over 4 extras, because obviously you only have 5 marbles. You put 1 in for free. So the most you can ever have at one time is a maximum of 5 in there at one time. So say I'm going to use these. I'm going to get 3 more marbles in that race. So I'm going to drop 3 more. So you can see how those advantages really work to your advantage. Okay. But say I were to spin this and Dastardly Dan wins the game. Say he wins the race. The race is over. There is no second place, no third place. Once Dan wins, that's it. And Dan, now don't forget, Dan would get the 3 points for winning the race. So he would actually go down 1, 2, 3, and he would make it down here. Okay, so that's how that works. And then the race is completely over. So you hope that doesn't happen when you use your advantage cards, because that would really be horrible. Okay. And let's go ahead and play a little round here. So let's go ahead and we'll do blue will be the first player, green will be second, and so on. I'll kind of show you a little bit of what we got going here. Oh, you know what? There's a couple more spaces on the board I got to tell you about. Challenge Dastardly Dan. This one here is when you're going to go up against Dan. What you can do is all you really do is you put money, how much money you want to bet him. As long as it doesn't go over the amount that he has. So say I want to, okay, Dan, I'm going to bet you 10,000, I'll beat you. Okay. And then same with Dastardly Dan. He's going to take $10,000 out of his loot and put it out here as well. And what you do is you're going to put your blue out here. And there is no, I don't believe there's any advantages in these because there is no area that you're doing it. So it's just a flat out race. It's only the player that goes up against him. Okay. And the other player does not have anything to do with it. Now, if you do land on this, you can choose not to challenge him as well. You can say, you know what, I pass. I don't want to go after him. Okay, and you can do that as well. So it's totally up to you. And all it really is just betting the same amount. So I bet 10,000. He puts 10,000 in. Whoever wins gets the loot. Okay, so that's pretty much how that works. Challenge another opponent. This is a fun one. What happens with this, say, when this is a game, it's only a 2-player game, so I'm going to challenge my opponent. What you do is you're going to pick up all your marbles, and of course Dan stays in there, and you're going to secretly at the same time drop as many marbles as you believe will take you to win the game. So it's going to cost you $5,000 a marble to drop in there. So say... Oh, I'm sorry. Orange is in there. Green is the other player. So let's say green picks up all their marbles. Okay. And blue. So say just like that. At the same time, they drop their marbles. Okay, they dropped them. Okay. So you can see green has 3 in there. So green would pay $15,000 towards the race. Blue dropped 2. So blue would put in $10,000. Okay. And that's how that works. And of course... So that it goes into the pot, okay, just like this. So this would be 10,000 from me, 15,000 from player 2, and this does not. When it comes to this, Dan doesn't choose anything. He doesn't pay anything. He's free. So if he ends up winning the race, all that loot goes to him. So he doesn't pay anything. So let's see, just for the heck of it, let's see who wins. Let's see who wins the race, folks. And it's going to be green. Let's see if it stays in there. Yep, green's going to stay in there. So green ended up winning the game. Or the race, I should say. So green would pick up all the loot. Just like that. And there you have it. So that's how that goes. That's pretty cool. The one last spot on the board, I think I've got everything else on here, is the Crazy Race. The Crazy Race is you can use any of your advantage cards from any of your vehicles. You can only choose one of them. You can't, you can't put, I'm going to use my automobile and my balloons. It's only one of them. So say you land in the Crazy Race, you can choose any of them. Like usual, you both start off with 1 marble. Oops, too many out there. There you go. 1 of each marble there. And if you have any advantages, you can say, okay, I'm just going to use 2 from my balloon, and you put it in there, and it doesn't cost you anything to put the marbles in there. So say I use my 2 for the balloon, then I would put 2 in there, like so. If you don't have any advantage cards, then you would just race with the one marble inside, okay? And that's when you do the race, and of course it goes onto the scoreboard as well. Every race you add on here, and so on. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty much all the spaces on here. So let's go ahead and make sure we all start off with $50,000 here. Okay, 30, 40, okay. And then you got Dastardly Dan over here. He's got 50,000 as well. Okay. Green we're putting here. Dastardly Dan sitting right there. You got all 5 marbles in there. So let's go say blue is going to be facing this way. So I roll a 5. So I can either go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so on. So I can choose which way I want to go. I'm going to go ahead and challenge Dastardly Dan. So what happens is I'll challenge you to $5,000, Dastardly, or 10,000. So this is the bank. Sorry. So 10,000. He puts 10,000 of his loot in there. I put a blue marble in there, and then it's off to the races here. And here we go. And it's only blue and me because green doesn't have anything to do with this. So we're going to see if I beat him in the race. It's a close one, folks. Oh, and Dan beat me. So Dan would actually take the loot, and he would add it to his stash. Or his loot, I should say. And then blue goes back up here. Okay? And so on. Okay, so. And then we go on to the next one. Green's going to go. Green's going to roll a 1. Green says, I'm going to collect $5,000. So there's $5,000 for green, just like that. And then blue's going to roll a 1. Bonanza, half price for $5,000 each, or I can do crazy race. Now remember, I was facing this way, okay? So I have to go that way. So it's a half price. I'll buy 2. So I'm gonna get 2 advantage cards. I'm gonna 1 and 2. I get 3 here. So in the steamer, I'm gonna have 3 for my advantage area there. There we go, just like that. Okay, and so on. Green rolls a 3. 1, 2, 3. Collect 10,000. So there we go. All right, so on. Here we go. Rolls a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm gonna collect the 5,000. I'm gonna do it that way. Now I gotta make sure I put that a certain way. Okay, so I get 5,000 here, and so on. 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do. Or I can do that way, or I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Motor to anywhere. So if I want to motor to anywhere, I can choose anywhere I want to go. And green's going to say, I want to, let's race. And he goes in the plane section. Okay. So just like that. Now say he wants, he wants to go to the plane. He probably wouldn't want to go to the steamer because I have advantage cards in there. You see? So he's going to go to the race. So green's going to put their marble in. I'm going to put my marble in. And that's all there is to it because I don't have any advantages in the plane section. He doesn't have any advantages in the plane section. So that's how it's going to go. So you're going to go ahead and go for it. The race is on. And it looks like we got green as first. Yep, green's in first place. So just like that, green will go 1, 2, 3. All right. Then green gets pulled out. And now it's just me versus Dan for second place. Let's see what happens here. And it's going to be... Don't touch that dial. Looks like it might be Dan. Yep. Dan wins that one. So Dan's going to get the 2 spaces on here. And that's it. So there is no third place because Dan won. Once Dan wins, that's it. So I don't automatically get a third on that one because Dan won. That means end of race, done. Okay, so blue goes back up here. And I don't think there's anything else I'm missing. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The race. Now this one I want to do. I want to go in the race in the steamer because I have 3 advantage point marbles here. Okay, so when I land on the race, green's going to put 1 in. I'm going to put my 1 in. I'm going to put 3 more in there because I have these cards. Oops, these go on the bottom of the stack, or you can make a discard pile, doesn't matter. And we go off to the races, folks. Now in this case, when you have multiple marbles in there, you can get first, second, and third. So that's the good part about it. So blue wins that race. So I go 3 spaces down. 1, 2, 3. This marble gets taken out. And just like that, now you're racing for second place. And who's going to win this race? Looks like blue again. So blue gets second place as well. So blue's going to go 2 spaces more. Okay. And just like that, we're going to take that marble out. And now we're going for third place. And the marbles are rolling around, rolling around. Oh my goodness. I actually got first, second, and third place. Wow, how cool is that? So those advantages worked out perfectly. So you can see how far ahead I jumped up in that game right there. And that, my friends, is the end of that race. And all the marbles get put back except for Dan. And there you have it. So you pretty much get the gist of it. And like I said, the first player to make a round trip from New York to New York wins the game.